Welcome, Cancer, to your May 2023 reading. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings to all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Now, this month I'm using the Druid Craft Tarot deck. It was just really calling to me this month. So I hope this resonates with you and that you get a lot of intuitive messages coming through for you as well. Now, you start out the energy of the month with the moon. Now, a lot of people have this card as call this card a Pisces card, but I like to, this card represents Cancer for me as well, just because the moon rules Cancer. So I feel like you are showing up in your own reading here, which is quite a powerful energy. Now, the moon is a card of secrets and of hidden things that you weren't aware of. Now, this could be something to do with your life in general, your work, your career, something that you weren't really sure of. Could have been feeling a little bit confused, but the moon really talks about although you can't see everything, you know, it's the moon, and when the sun comes up, you have complete clarity. Things look completely different. You can see things with the light of a full moon. They are most definitely there, but they just look different. So I feel like there's almost like a psychic awakening here for you in May. It's a card of deep revelations, and it's also a card of withdrawal in a sense, but it's most definitely a card of facing your fears. So I feel like there's a lot going on for you here in May when it comes to some shifts and some changes, and you releasing a lot of fears here as well. You know, fear is a really powerful teacher, and it can be an ally as well. And you know, in this particular deck, this card talks about if you can walk through the gates of fear, it's almost like you are going to arrive at the realm of being the goddess, you know, having that knowledge, having that vision, that wisdom that comes through for you. So whatever has been a little bit unknown here, you're going to be getting complete clarity here. And the reason I know that is because you've got the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is that card that it's the sword of truth. It is new ideas coming in. Swords are all about the mind, the intellect, your thoughts. You will be getting a lot of clarity here in May. It's really wonderful. And you know, the moon is a card of change, and just simply because, you know, the moon doesn't stay there all the time. I mean, sometimes you can see it in the day, but it looks very different. It's a lot paler, and you know, the moon is changing and shifting, and this is a card of imagination and creativity, you know. And if you've been going through a difficult emotional journey, if you've been feeling loneliness or confused, this is going to pass, and this sort of phase in your life will reach a natural completion here for you in May. And you're really going to become aware of it's almost like you're going to be in touch with your unconscious mind almost. You're going to be aware of things that perhaps you weren't. So really listen to your dreams, listen to your intuition here. Just let yourself really be guided by trust and know that you are going to pass through any fear that you've got, and you are going to be emerging so much stronger here. But you know, the moon is all about fantasy and imagination and vision and creative work. So I feel like for a lot of you, you are going to be working on that. And this could even be a career that you decide to go into, some creative kind of career that you want to be developing for yourself in May as well. But as I said, that ace, new beginnings here, new sparks, ideas that are going to be coming in, and you are going to be really getting a lot of clarity on anything that perhaps you had been feeling in the dark about. And it's just a card of success as well. Now, this can talk about a clean break, you know, that sword of truth, it comes in and it cuts away all the BS. So it could be cutting away some part of your life that just hasn't been serving you very well. And the fact that that's above the Five of Swords, if you have been involved in any conflicts, any mental conflicts as well, just internal conflicts, there's a clean break here, Cancer. You are cutting that away and things are changing. It's a really, when that Ace of Swords comes in, it's like an opportunity to cut yourself free from outdated or negative attachments. And you know, it's going to be different for all of you. This is a general reading. So whatever it is that you have been attached to, whether it's a way of thinking, whether it's an idea, mental struggles, you are really, it's the beginning of a new phase here, a phase of productive intellectual work. You know, the swords, that intellect, the mind, things are really shifting. And, you know, if you've got any legal issues happening, if you've got any intellectual work that you've been working on, any studies, it's a real triumph here. So you're going to win if you've got any legal issues going on. And even, you know, in the academic field, if you've been working on something, triumph here. In science or literary work, anything like that, there's a success here. But I do feel like if there is a clean break here where that sword comes in and cuts stuff away, it's just talking about a brand new beginning, and there will be wonderful success here for you. I really like this energy here for you, Cancer. Now that High Priestess card, it's a major arcana. You've got 3 major arcana here, so I feel like May could be quite a significant month for you. But the High Priestess is really a card that talks about, again, intuition. This is a message that is reflected in the Moon card as well, so you are really asked to tune into that. It's a card of depth. And Cancer, you are such a deep sign. I mean, you're a water sign to begin with. Most water signs are very deep anyway. But this is a card of inner wisdom, of sacred knowledge that is coming through to help you. And it's interesting that it's right above the Hangman as well. I'll go into the Hangman in a little bit, but the Hangman is that card where, you know, this is Odin. He's hung himself on that tree to gain enlightenment, to gain wisdom and knowledge. And I feel like for a lot of you, you are going to be getting this. I mean, I know this sounds so deep, but just on a day-to-day level, it's almost like you're getting some clarity to anything that was really confusing you in your life. whether it was just some mental struggles that you were going through, or you know, your work, whatever it is, there is some clarity coming in here for you. And yeah, just really, sorry, I'm just feeling the energy of that high priestess. This is like really entering the stillness almost. This is, you know, meditating is going to help you so much in May. And the high priestess almost is sort of saying, don't rush to move on too quickly. Stay in that energy of the high priestess, of that sacred knowledge. Allow things to come through for you. It's quite a, you know, balance. If you, it's almost asking you to balance that energy of decision making and action. You know, often in a traditional deck, you will see the high priestess sitting between two pillars. One is black and one is white, and this is kind of the duality of life. You know, you've got your intuition, your inspiration, your knowledge, and you've got action, and you are kind of really asked to just be still for a moment and take in all of that knowledge, take in all of that stuff. There's no need to race forward here. Yeah, you should really be open to your dreams, and intuition is a message that is absolutely coming through here for you. You are such an intuitive sign. I mean, all water signs are, you know, just because you are in touch with that shifting kind of emotional energy, but very intuitive, all water signs here. So really, really delve into that in May. Now, you've got the Death card here. Now, don't be alarmed by the Death card. This is that card of release. And I feel like after you do all of this meditating and listening to your intuition and delving in deep and soul searching, you are going to be in a position where you can just release all of the things that have been keeping you stuck and keeping you feeling confused. This is, you know, all of that old unnecessary stuff is going to die away here. And it's like a new chapter is opening up here. After death, there is that rebirth, you know. It's almost like a cleansing away the old to make way for the new here. And this is quite significant here for you, Cancer. The Death card is almost that stage that you need to go through before transformation. And this is a card of intense passion as well, and initiation. This is the card of Scorpio, so some of you may have a very significant Scorpio in your life. You've got an earth sign here, so a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo that's quite significant for you in May. And you could potentially have a Pisces here as well. But I feel like, yeah, that Death card is a transformation, absolutely. It's almost like you've got to experience this shift and change to have this rebirth. And you need to go through this deep soul searching kind of energy here to really allow yourself to shift and change. And that's definitely coming in. And I mean, I just looked down at the cards and my focus went to your final card from the Gateway Oracle deck, being in the flow. And I really feel like this is a significant message, a theme coming through for you here as well. Now, that King of Pentacles, that is, I would normally read that as a Taurus, but this is any earth sign because it is a general reading, as I said. Now, the King of Pentacles is a card of responsibility. It's a card of steadfastness and productivity. And you might be really experiencing some shifts and changes in your day-to-day life, most definitely with the cards that you've got here. But this could even be shifts and changes in your finances, in your career, just in the material world, your home, your physical self. And there's progress and success. And if you've been working on a business, if you've been trying to get a new career here, I feel like there's going to be a lot of progress and success here for that as well. And you could potentially even be deciding to work in sort of a traditional kind of established organization or profession. This is a card of leadership. This is a card of being the boss. The King of Pentacles is a great business person. They are generous with their money. They are really, they are great at seeing opportunities in business as well. So I think like things might be shifting and changing for a lot of you in terms of your work, things that you weren't really clear about. You're going to be getting some new inspiration when it comes to that. So great news there if you have been needing to get some inspiration to make some more money here for yourself. Now, that Five of Swords, this is a card of communication breakdowns as well. This is a card of winning at all costs. I feel like, but for you in this reading, I feel like you've been struggling mentally for a lot of you, and you've been beating yourself up a little bit. But as I said earlier, this card is right above that Ace of Swords, and things are going to be shifting and changing. And you're going to have a lot of truth coming in for yourself. And this could be someone coming in and telling you a lot of home truths as well. That could potentially cut a little bit. You know, the sword of truth, it's a sword, it can cut, but it's going to shift and change a lot of things here. It's going to bring an end to any of this conflict, this mental stresses and strains that you've been feeling. Now, this could also be you blaming someone for something, or even you being blamed for something that isn't your fault. And again, truth is going to come in here to clear a lot of that up. Now, also for a lot of you, there could be some envy or some jealousy that is surfacing here in this card. But this soul searching, this soul searching energy that is going on here, I feel like this again is leading to a lot of healing and a lot of shifting and changing here, and a release to any kind of anguish. Now, as I said, the Five of Swords is that card of winning at all costs. So you might really need to question whether you want to continue on with this fight, whatever the fight is, whether it's with someone else, it could be with that King of Pentacles, that earth sign here, could be struggling with something to do in your work, your career. It could be internal struggles that you're having. You might decide, you know, it's not worth the fight here. I'm just going to let it go. Because often if we want to win at all costs, I mean, yeah, we win, but we have to look at the carnage that's left behind almost when we get this card. You know, do we actually want to win at all costs? Sometimes winning isn't actually worth it when you look at everything that is left behind. So I feel like for a lot of you, again, there is going to be clarity coming in regarding this kind of mental stresses and strains that you may have had. Now, the Hangman, as I did also touch on earlier, that is, again, you looking at things from a different perspective as well. Being able to, things shifting and changing, and you being able to see things that you couldn't see before just because, there was no clarity there. But just that Ace of Swords is going to allow you to really see things differently, see things in a different way that you hadn't for a while. And this is going to be a release as well. You're really changing your attitude towards certain things. And it's a card of patience, and it's almost a card of sacrifice and surrender as well. Just be still. It's a card that talks about being in that place. You don't have to worry about going forward right now. Learn the lessons that you need to learn, and there is going to be peace. Often when we're in this situation where we're feeling like we're needing to move forward and things need to happen, we need to pursue this, we need to get better mentally, we need to get better in our careers, we need to make more money, we need to get a new job. When you're in that energy, things just, it's too much. So the Hangman is actually quite a gift here for you, Cancer, where you are really asked to take on some understanding, take on some patience. And I feel like when you're in this still place, like the Hangman can't go anywhere. He's kind of hung there on his foot, and until he learns the lessons that he needs to learn, there is no moving forward. And so it's actually quite a gift, because there's going to be a lot of creativity coming here in for you as well in May. Yeah, and it's going to be really like successful creative activity here is going on, because you are in this place of stillness. And you're going to really be feeling some deep feelings here that seem to have, that don't really have anything to do with your day-to-day circumstances. It's like a deeper thing. It's a deeper inner awareness that you're tuning into. Deeper sensitivities. There's a lot of development here in this area. And you're letting go of expectations as well in order to really discover more about a particular situation. I feel like there's like a radical reversal in your values, in your attitudes. You're just going to be looking at things from a different perspective, and this then will shift things, and you are going to be moving forward. I mean, you've got the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight. In this particular deck, it's the Prince of Pentacles, but it is a Knight of Pentacles here, and this is definitely movement forward. And although it's not the fastest of energies, it is movement forward nonetheless, and it is practical, it's realistic, it's slow and steady wins the race kind of energy here. And again, this sense of patience, of take a patient and methodical approach to anything that you have been working on, whether it is your career, whether it is yourself and your healing and your intuition and your inspiration, creative endeavors, anything that you've been working on here. Just take it slow and steady and methodical, and you're going to be successful. You will be moving forward. You can't not. Now, for some of you, you might actually be going on a journey here that is going to be quite healing. And this card is also talking about improving your health. You know, put in plans, be methodical about things, you know, work on your exercise, your nutrition. If you are wanting to work on any project, use that kind of methodical approach to getting things done here, and it will be successful. And as I said, yeah, it could be a journey overland. I'm feeling like just getting in the car, driving somewhere, going for a walk, just journeying somewhere, and it's really going to be quite beneficial for you. Now, that final card from the Gateway Oracle deck that I did touch on earlier, being in the flow. And the affirmation for this particular card is, I am in the flow of the universe. And this is really something that I believe a lot of the cards that you had, a lot of the tarot cards you had, is kind of asking you to do. And the meaning of this card is, everything is falling into place because you aren't resisting the drift of the great river of life. Let go of the shore and allow the currents to dictate your direction. You don't need to decide and plan everything yourself. Let things flow effortlessly. The universe wants you to know, when you are truly in the flow, you don't need to push or exert great effort to make things happen. If there is a situation in your life that isn't falling into place, let it go. It's not the right time. If there aren't smooth currents regarding a specific area of your life, it might mean that you are trying to control the outcome, or that you are being overly self-critical. Know that you can flow around any obstacle. The way to do so is with gratitude and appreciation. Allow others and spirit to support and care for you. Wow, this is just so connected with the Hangman, the High Priestess, the Moon, all of the major arcana cards. This is just saying, be in that still place of the Hangman. Allow your intuition to guide you. Go with the flow here. Don't resist. Don't, you know, that Five of Swords energy is coming to an end here. This isn't going to serve you. Allow that inspiration, your new ideas of the Ace of Swords to come in just by doing that little bit of soul searching, of meditating, of releasing that energy of the Death card. Just let it go, and you will be carried along to where it is that you need to be, Cancer. There will be healing here for you on so many levels. So we'll leave it there. I hope that resonated with you. Please take me up on my offer of that free mini reading, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope to see you next month. Bye, Cancer.